And I'll pass this along. What's your take being the UFC champion through everything you've been through, and you've been through as much as anybody in the sport? You know, to have that belt up there now, and I hear Bruce Buffer call you the champion. What does it mean to you?
It means a lot, but it means a lot to me because of all the people around me. This wasn't just me out there. There was a lot of time and effort from a lot of people around me that helped me to get where I am today, and it's their victory too.
Hey there, Anthony. This is Nathan from Wheaties. I'm here in the back. Just had 2 questions for you. So with the Wheaties competition and your win tonight, you've shown that you're a champion. So I'm just curious, how do you maintain that champion spirit consistently, time and time again?
Man, last year was a long year for me. 15 months off was a long time, and you know, the Wheaties contest was going on. I had my fight coming up, so there was a lot of pressure on me for this fight, and I just feel like I just locked in on training, and I just fell in love with the sport again, and I believed in myself, and you know, I performed again to the best of my ability.
And along the way, you had a lot of people that were doubting, you know, what was going to happen, and you really showed up tonight. Do you have any lessons that you could share with people about how to respond when people don't believe in you?
The best way is to prove them wrong. I mean, you can't really, for me, when I was injured, so I couldn't really prove myself or, you know, fight. So I had to be quiet and just let them talk. And tonight I got to, you know, prove everybody wrong. So I think my coach says it the best. The best revenge is massive success. And that's what I'm looking forward to do.
And lastly, you know, both you and your brother won tonight. Can you take us backstage a little bit with you and your family? How, describe that.
I haven't seen him yet. Well, I've seen him for a little. He was in my corner. I haven't seen my family though. I haven't seen my mom. I haven't seen my other brother. But it's a big night for the Pettis bros, man. We both got bonuses. Great performances for both of us. We're gonna enjoy the night and then get back in the gym next week.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Go ahead.
Robbie, for you, the last time the fight was somewhat similar. In the sense that it was close all the way to the end, and he kind of stole it in the end of the fight, in the first fight. Was that going through your mind at all as you got into the 5th round, that this was the same thing, it was kind of close? And
Yeah, I think it was just go out there and try to finish him, and just try to do everything you can, leave it all in the cage, and that's what I went out there and did. I was able to stuff a couple takedowns and beat him up a little bit, and it's tough.
Question for Gilbert Melendez. Gil, it looked like, you know, up until the finish that you were having some success pressing Anthony against the cage. Obviously, you want to neutralize his kicking game, but having to eat a few shots on the way in to do it. Was that part of the strategy? Did you have it in your mind that you were probably going to have to be eating a few shots to get in close like that?
Yeah, I was under pressure a little bit. Got a little sloppy and a little too anxiety in there. But yeah, I wanted to pressure Anthony. I didn't want him to set. And even when I didn't pressure, I could see the look in his eye like he was going to come. So I was like, I just better walk forward and try to trade a little bit with the punches. But yeah, that was my intentions. I got a little sloppy out there, but it was a learning experience, and I think I would do some things differently and just look to grow as a fighter from that.
Question for Travis Browne. Travis, you've spoken highly of bringing in your new coach, Edmond Taverdian. He said earlier in the week that he had seen some things in your game that he wanted to shore up. Can you kind of elaborate in terms of what you guys were able to tweak together and how those improvements manifested themselves tonight?
Yeah, I mean, we worked on my stance, we worked on my distance, worked on letting my hands go, which I didn't do in the beginning of the fight, which I'm disappointed in. But you know, everything. You know, he's really teaching me the art of fighting in that sense. You know, not just showing me, you know, how to knock somebody out, kind of a thing. You know, and again, you know, I know how the media likes to twist things, and I'm not knocking Jackson and Winklejohn because they're amazing coaches. You know, but I'm able to learn from this man, and it's really made a difference. You know, I look forward to really showcasing my skills in my next fight. I did an okay job this fight, but my next one's going to be even that much better.
When you were asked earlier about the animosity with Brendan Schaub, you referenced the kind of man that Edmond Taverdian is as well. And you know, Ronda Rousey has shown that similar type of loyalty with him. She goes back much further than you. But can you elaborate on that and tell us what you mean by, you know, a level of personal respect that you've developed with him?
Yeah, unfortunately, we live in a day and age that there's a lot of shady-ass people out there, and people that love to live in the gray area in life. And Edmund is a very black and white kind of person where, you know, if you do something you're not supposed to, he will tell you that you did something that you weren't supposed to, or the opposite. You know, if you did something good, he'd be like, "Good job," you know, and it's very refreshing to be around a man like that.
Go to Dan and then John. Robbie, a lot of the talk going into this fight was that Rory McDonald would be getting the winner. There's going to be people calling for sort of a trilogy here. What are your thoughts on what's next?
I can't wait to get back home to my family. It's been a long year. I mean, I've been on the grind, camp to camp, just striving to be champion, get back to this moment, get better every day. And I would just like to take some time off, let Dana White, Joe Silva decide those kind of things, and just go home and be a family man for a couple of weeks.
And then Travis. Obviously, Kane and Fabricio are sort of expected to be fighting each other next. You're right there for a title shot. Are you looking at the Dos Santos fight on the 13th and thinking that the winner of that might be something for you?
Yeah, I mean, possibly, but, you know, as you saw tonight, there's, you know, again, I'm not a big fan of the rankings because I'm ranked third, but I hate being ranked third because to me, I'm just the third loser in a sport that has one champion, you know what I mean? But, or one heavyweight champion, sorry. But, you know, it just kind of depends, you know, the heavyweight division, because the interim belt and King being hurt is kind of just, you know, kind of shifty a little bit. So anybody can go in and fight anybody any given time. You know, if the champ is not able to make it in June, then who's Voodoo going to fight? You know what I mean? I don't mind that rematch. Please give me that fight back, especially if it's for the belt. I would love it.
But if those two are fighting in June, I can't imagine you wanting to wait, spend that much time.
No, I'm not I don't, you know, I fight for a living, and, you know, I want to go out there and scrap a little bit. You know, I'm not trying to just sit on the couch for a year. You know, I want to go out there and earn some money, have bills to pay.
For Tony, please. Obviously, not an easy fight for you by any stretch tonight. Big win. Talk about, you know, kind of the opening round. You know, how in trouble you really were there, and how you felt things were playing out.
Did you like the fight?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty cool too. It was a fun fight for me. You know, there's a lot of animosity. Him trying to get in my head before the fight. Just try to keep my head cool. You know, my hands were down in the fight. I realized that. I saw the footwork. Reminded me of the fight with Mike Johnson. Just remain calm. You know, just next time, I'm just not gonna have to use my face for a hand man.
And I read your quote that you gave afterwards. I mean, you had said coming into this fight that you felt he was a pretty respectful guy, that, you know, there wasn't too much going on. You said that he pissed you off going into the second round, and that sort of changed things. What happened that pissed you off?
I saw his stamina go down, and I just I weathered the storm in the first part, and I just looked at his eyes, and he wanted to quit. You know, he was holding on to my shorts in there, he was holding on to the cage, and I just saw that as like a thing that he didn't want to fight no more. So I just weathered the storm. Just remember what Brock told me, you know, he's just like, he's gonna blow his wad in there, you know, and he's exactly what he did. I just caught him, you know. It was a matter of time before he was gonna get caught. I had a couple finishes that I was gonna take. It didn't work. I didn't go for the march like I usually do for my back. I'm glad we didn't practice it. Our transitions were there. Took his back.
And up to this point, you've kind of been a guy that says, hey, I'll take whatever challenges the UFC puts in front of you. I think you're 7-1 now in the UFC. I mean, that's the type of position where people can start asking for things and calling things out. So, I mean, what do you see as the right next move for you?
Top 10. Don't sleep on me. Hey, Ant, keep that belt warm, bro. I'm coming for it. And you, Khabib, too. We'll see you, too. But I have no animosity towards these guys. We all fight. My skill level is getting better. Do not forget about me. El Kagui. I will haunt your dreams.
We'll take one more. I think we have one in the back there. Amber, go ahead.
For Gilbert Melendez, this is your first loss by submission. What is that like?
Sucks. Sucks, you know. But yeah, I didn't want to get tapped out, you know. But I think it was just it was just so much chaos right there, and he just synced it in good. So sucks getting finished, man. But Anthony's good. But you know, again, just keep learning from this and try to remain a student in the sport.
All right, guys. Thank you for your attendance today. We'll see you Friday for the crowning of the first ever women's strawweight champion.